observer, which is me. Right, Cinderin?
Yes.
I don't know why you get the free billing there. You haven't done shit.
No, that's our podcast prep. That's different.
Very accurate as well.
So, let's have a look at the overall lineup. So we've got Seasmile playing mid, Void Spirit, Whisper, offlane, Underlord, Gojira on 4 Tusk, 5 Nature's Prophet by Stinger, as we mentioned, and then K1 playing Lifestealer against Suneko Jakiro, noticed on Mars again, Force Major, Coddle. We've got Kunkka by Larl, and finally Dahak on Naga Siren. Dahak, fun fact about him, he is sponsored by Loser as part of his nickname. So big shout out to that sponsor. Yeah.
Cool company name. It's like having a... It's being very on the nose. Have you seen... I shouldn't even be asking.
No,
Mr.
I have not
Robot.
seen that movie.
There's a company called Evil Corp.
Oh, I've seen a couple of episodes of that.
That's a great show.
Yeah.
Well, highly recommend it.
It seemed really good.
Yeah, it seemed really good, so I stopped watching. It's K1 taking quite a bit of damage here. BetBoom not able to really do too much with it, though. So, I was going to ask about this build, but it looks like K1 has already queued up a lot of his items we'll get to in just a moment. Let's see what the trade of bounty runes is going to end up being here. Looks like it's going to be even across the board. Smile taking a lot of damage, though. He's slowed to a high degree thanks to the dual breath. So, Laurel will be having the regen win so far in this exchange.
Yep.
Just based on that alone.
And I'll also say this is a Kunkka favored matchup, I think. Void Spirit. I believe you can block a decent amount of a Tidebringer when Kunkka hits level 3. But I guess it's going to come down a lot to just timing in the lane with whether you have the Resonant Pulse running when you get cleaved. And you see Laurel is just already really trying to man up on him in mid. We're not seeing that at all. The Observer's for some reason looking bottom.
The Observer, Cinderin, and
nice
Sunspan.
Illuminate bottom hits K1.
God, I hate you. Observing is just miserable.
Top lane.
Thank you.
Underlord gets to see us.
He's also wearing the great Dota Cinema set, Cinderin. The best in the game.
Very good. So you're going to see Jakiro here. So Suneko is pulling up the wave to meet Gojira's double stacked wave here. You're going to have an awkward situation here behind the tower with 2 double waves facing, but obviously Underlord very happy with this, can throw out a high impact Firestorm. Didn't clip the range creeps with it. I don't know if that was on purpose. It might have been. He might want to keep them alive so that they keep denying creeps for him. And he can get an additional wave this way, but...
He's doing it again. Oh, canceled though.
Yeah. This is actually really good stuff from BeastCoast in terms of like just lane mechanics. They're getting a lot of value out of this pull.
Yeah, Underlord early game, especially with this level of atrophy aura, is a pain in the ass to CS against. The Hawk, taking quite a bit of damage. The tag team was there. Ice shards as well. He'll be able to get away, but damage has been done, and Whisper is just doing whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah. He's going to have a good time. Underlord is not countered whatsoever by this lane, so Whisper will get his this game. He had a good game last time as well, so might want to keep that up. Mid lane Seasmile once again being pressured by Larl, doing a lot of chip damage with these hits in between, and every time he has a free Tidebringer, he'll gladly try to get that extra 100 bonus damage in. I think, theoretically speaking, I feel like Mars Coddle should win this bottom lane over time. Like, when they get a couple of levels, Lifestealer Feast isn't strong enough to fully sustain him in the lane, and the Coddle plus Mars have infinite mana to just keep spamming him, keep killing Treants, with both the Rebuke as well as Illuminate. So I think, even though K1 is doing pretty well here in the start, I could definitely see him getting in trouble, and not necessarily dying, but losing free creeps because he just runs out of regen. Especially when he's not rushing the Helm of Iron Will, but is eyeing up Boots. Not sure how that's going to pay out for him.
Yeah, he gets speared, Illuminate to follow, but does rage off the damage.
Yeah, but now you're seeing it, right? I have to TP back Furion to get a salve for him. That's going to be expended. And all that's left now is a Tango Pack. I guess it's one of the best supports for him to lane with, though, just because of his ability to go and buy regen fast, right? So at least they can keep that flowing in. but it will be at the expense of Nature's Prophet's item progression for himself. Like, his net worth is not going to look all that impressive.
Underlord in the top lane, 16-5. So if you compare that to the opposing lane, Mars 16-4, actually more even than I was expecting. But really the story is Naga, 14-3 versus the 19-1 from the position ones across the board. And then mid lane, which we talked about earlier, should be Kunkka favored. Laurel, 23-3. Smile, 16-4.
Yeah.
So overall, going the way of BetBoom in the extremely early stages for these cores.
Yeah, it's such a minor... Like, I feel like it's negligible. It's more about what the current items that they have or the current gold they have enable them to do in the next 2 minutes in all the lanes. Like, Kunkka's going to get level 6 and so is Void Spirit. Are we going to see rotations to the bot lane to enable K1 to get free farm? Because if Lifestealer gets a little bit more than this, right? If he gets Phase Boots plus Helm, I think he can free farm more or less against this lane. But until then, it's kind of hazardous down here. And you see this double stack now being made. They're just really going to lay into them, right? Just constantly spamming them with their spells.
Yeah, Whisper gonna get saved here with the snowball, doing a lot of damage to that Firestorm as well, but it's not gonna matter. Seneko gets first blood. I feel like it's the first game of today that we have cast where first blood wasn't before the bounty room.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Actually, no, I think you might be right.
That is crazy. So yeah, BetBoom get off to a good start with that kill, which is kind of needed in that lane because the Naga, in terms of just the cores alone, farming the least impressively so far.
She's got treads now coming on the courier, though. That will definitely help. This hero ramps up pretty quickly with just a couple of levels and the first primary item.
A firm denial. Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Yeah, Laurel gonna get hit by the Aether Remnant, but there's no follow-up here as of yet. In terms of like rotations, obviously we've seen Tusk with the snowball and whatnot. Do they have heroes that in the mid lane will make a difference to the point of getting an actual kill one way or the other? Because they're both, like, Kunkka very tanky and obviously Void Spirit very evasive.
Maybe Tusk plus Nature's Prophet can gank mid? I'm not sure. It's largely going to be about rotating to the sides from these teams, okay? Xmart. Well, they did bait out the Dissimulate. He has one jump left.
Yeah, and Aether Remnant still to
Yeah,
stun out
Laurel
here.
doesn't have a Torrent. He could have gone for a blind Torrent into ship there, potentially with the cooldowns, but obviously he did use the Torrent to force out the Dissimulate to begin with.
The early Tusk rotation now. Of course, Laurel extremely healthy and does have the boat still. So the extra damage mitigation making him extremely tanky, so an unlikely target to actually kill without probably 2 additional heroes like you're talking about. And Whisper, this is a pretty... It looks juicier than it kind of is because of the skeletons, but Firestorm getting a good amount of these. So now level 5. K1 is going for the Maelstrom. He's going to get pinned to a tree. They have the Illuminate to follow.
Oh, God,
That's so much damage.
So
He'll
nasty.
live, but like you talked about, Feast is pretty garbage for sustaining early on, especially when it's not high HP targets.
He's going to get 6 here, so he might just go and infest for full HP.
What's your infest target, Cinderin? You're playing Lifestealer, which you never do. Never seen you play that. Oh boy, Illuminate. He rages first. Okay.
I did. Oh, Tusk is dead top, I think. The Hawk is pretty fast. Wait, nope. Never mind.
Got the boots.
It's okay. I mean, infesting Void Spirit can be pretty strong, right? Or Nature's Prophet. But the Prophet is a 5, so he's not going to offer enough for the kill usually. But it can still be a vehicle to get you around, right? But Void Spirit Lifestealer is a pretty potent burst combo. So probably mostly him. You can also infest Underlord, and then he can use the portal, and then you don't need to use the portal because you didn't want to.
Oh yeah, the portal. One of my favorite changes in Dota is the Underlord. I hate saying that because it's your idea, but it really
Whisper.
is good. Yeah, X not going to work out here.
It's
Smile
okay.
able to get out just fine. The Illusion Rune is top. Looks like he'll be able to bottle it without the deny coming out from Force Major.
Illusion.
And K1, like we talked about, going for the Maelstrom build, which is no big surprise considering you're going against a Naga illusion.
Standard.
I mean, is that enough? I know something we never see anymore is Radiance Lifestealer, which I do miss, by the way. But is good against illusions as well. So
Notice.
Okay. Yeah, they see a TP coming in the form of Kunkka, and then we're going to see the first Mars Arena of the game. Stinger will die within. Looks like Gojira is going to be next. X keeps him in place, and wow, not even needed. Jesus.
See ya.
Big old juicy Tidebringer.
Easy rotation. That play on Notice just wasn't happening. Like, Tusk was trying to connect with Tag Team together with Lifestealer, but Notice just got enough of a head start to move away with Phase Boots and just turned it around on them with Arena, no problem. So very, very easy for them. Do I think Maelstrom is going to be enough against Naga? No. They're going to need something more. The Underlord could go for Radiance as a possible build later down the line.
Underlord Radiance?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think Shiva and him could also be very good. But yeah, the Naga needs to be addressed in this game because Nature's Prophet is going to do nothing to her, nor is Tusk. And Void Spirit can do some, but probably not enough down the stretch as well.
K1 gonna end up raging away here, but there's TP coming in. Smile.
Oh,
and
they
do
see him. Nice ward.
This is very obvious now for Smile, so he's just gonna walk back to mid, it looks like. Still looking for his first kill participation of the game. Of course, it is kind of a low kill game in general, as we kind of discussed earlier. BetBoom off to a pretty good start in the major itself, 2-1. While beastcoast still looking for their first victory, which I'm not sure when you start to really like worry about that, since it is only one slot getting eliminated from the group stage, but obviously the sooner you can get a win, the better.
Yeah, well, if they were to lose this game, they would be 0-4, and they have some tough opponents left because most teams are tough. So
I would say all teams.
yeah, so it's tough.
Well said.
Yes.
Ring of Health on Underlord. Looks like it's just going to be a casual one for now.
Yeah, he had that earlier just for sustaining lane. I think the ATOS rush is okay. Arena
Mars
buy.
Arena, yeah, K1.
Free Stinger kill.
We're going to focus on the Nature's Prophet instead as Gojira's here. Gets a nice Ice Shards onto Laurel. Stuck inside with the rotation from Whisper as well. And they're going to be able to clean him up quite nicely. It takes basically the whole team. But you'll still take it, I'm sure. So 1-for-1 in favor of Beast Coast.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of an overcommitment on the Nature's Prophet kill, right? Like, perhaps that Ghost Ship would have been handy afterwards for the stun. He obviously has the damage mitigation there, but if that wasn't necessary to go for the kill and he had it after, that could have changed things quite drastically.
When do you take Fiend's Gate? Because that also would have been, like, over-rotating with Underlord isn't really a thing with Fiend's Gate.
I definitely think he could have skilled it by now. Instead of one of his points in pit, maybe. Like 4-2-2-1 sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
But
K1 only 100 away from getting his Maelstrom. That's going to ramp up his farm big time. He's very middle of the pack right now, but that I'm assuming is going to get increased here momentarily. But the Hawk, I mean, Naga is kind of a hero that you just can't ignore, but she wants to be ignored.
he's getting total free space. They're not solving Naga at all right now.
Exactly. So at what point do you need to start worrying about this, or has that already come to be?
I think you try to solve it through itemization. I think from a strategic point of view, it's very hard for their lineup to stop Naga from farming. They just don't have the best ganking partners or ganking combos, right? She has 20 base armor at this point. So Lifestealer isn't going to hit her very hard. Tag Team isn't going to hit very hard. Void Spirit can't do it alone. It's tough. So probably strategizing more about, okay, what do we want to solve it later? And then trying to get there. Like Lifestealer maybe gets a Mjolnir. Maybe you look for a Radiance. You look for a Shiva's Guard. Whatever you can get that can be helpful against it. It's probably the way to go. It is a pretty slow game, right? And it's hard for them to just brute force a fight. Oh, they did find Stinger. Because Caudle and Naga are just going to be pushing waves all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't have the best catching heroes against this Caudle doing that. You have the Void Spirit. He's the only one who can really do it.
Yep, they see K1 here. It's going to be a hard one. The Illuminate misses because of the spear. I mean, even with it hitting, I don't see them getting this kill.
That was not a possible kill.
Very ambitious, though. You like to see that from BetBoom. all the confidence in the world. As Whisper now has his Atos up and running, so the double, well, technically it would be a triple route, right? You pit into Atos, and then pit goes off a second time.
Yep. Very strong item on the hero, but obviously it comes at the cost of not getting, say, an early pipe or a Radiance like we talked about as a possible build. But I do think the Atos is fine as a like a bridge item. I don't know if going phase BKB is really gonna offer what he's hoping though. Oh man, Nature's Prophet's level 5. That's hard.
That is true.
Jakiro is level 9 for comparison. Holy shit. That is
yeah. Wow, I didn't
quite
realize
the
that.
discrepancy in hero levels between the two teams here.
I mean, level 9 is absurdly high as well, though. Both ends of the spectrum, I suppose, is K1 looking to go for this tier 1 tower. First song of the game from Dahak. And a TP rotation coming in. They're going to set up the nice ice wall, where the hell it's called, from Jakiro into the ult as well.
Oh, they still get the
the Naga
though.
anyway. Wow, that is very surprising. Seneko gets the kill on Tusk, but the cost of the Naga is huge.
Yeah, it just took them too long to connect the heroes. They had a nice combo with Jakiro, but no Kunkka available. Means that the Hawk, by staying there to keep the song running and place his heroes correctly for it, puts himself at risk and gets punished.
Yep, and
Another
Smile's
kill.
going to find yet another kill, this time in the top lane, on top of the tier 1 tower. So Beast Coast getting some extremely value
That's
trades
a major
here.
swing. They basically equalized the gold from being 2k down in about 30 seconds. So that's definitely helpful. Still gotta look out for... Okay, Lifesteal's going Radiance.
Hell yeah.
After Sanj, it looks like. That is the plan for K1.
Maelstrom and Radiance. That is... Wow. Reminds me of the old days, jumping inside a creep
Yeah.
with Radiance, and you just play as the creep the whole game. That was fun
Yeah.
for
Real fun.
everybody. All right, we have the ensnare. Nice ice shards on himself to try to block off these melee heroes. He's still going to take a considerable amount of damage, but again, these are just 2 supports. The Snowball buying himself some time as well. Stinger just going to get right-clicked down, and there's the Mars Arena. It's like Gojira is dead. They did have to expend a decent amount of time doing this. And while this is happening, Smile is focusing on the tier 1 tower with the siege creep still alive. The TP's coming in now. Laurel. Oh, all right. They X marks a little bit. Wow. Okay, he gets off the Yules, so nicely timed. Looks like he'll be fine.
Yep.
Has the Yules and the Illusion bottled right now, so a couple ways to dispel.
Agents of the void.
And the Hawk has his Manta style. Is going to be going for the Butterfly, which... Okay. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Oh, Macro Pyre used, but really to no avail here.
That's a little bit surprising that he's going Butter.
He doesn't know that Radiance is going to be coming for Lifestealer, right?
No, he has no way of knowing that, but...
Because if he saw that, there's no way he'd go Butterfly, I think. But, I mean, it is good against Maelstrom, right? Does he have to hit?
I was just thinking pre-game that this was a game for Ags or Scotty, right?
True.
The Scotty against Lifestealer is really good, and so is the Ags, and you don't really have any, like, glaring issues if you don't have the Butter, I think.
Big rebuke, but it looks like Notice is going to fall. He gets Force Staff to safety or into death, it looks like. Infest into Gojira. The Lifestealer is going to be super healthy. Boat is incoming. Gets off the Snowball, though. Ends up dodging it nicely. But back into the fray he goes. Out comes K1. Gojira still ticking down very slowly. Torrent is just enough. You can see the Fiend's Gate was placed as Whisper will be walking away. So K1 with the Maelstrom has the Sage, and like you said, unless he changes his mind, Radiance is next.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, what are the plays with Radiance? Do you play any differently once you pick it up? Like, because a lot of times you'd want to be in a very tanky hero, which would be Underlord in this case, or maybe a Tusk that is kind of in the front and has a lot of ways to avoid damage.
I think what
Or just
K1
avoid
wants
Spirit.
to do is he wants to go in and hit stuff with Rage on, and then when that is off, you can either infest into one of your tanky allies, or you can get snowballed, right? To buy time for another raid.
Hawk looking for the
off.
song.
Oh, that
he
punch
gets
was
it
so
off,
close.
But K1, all right, he had the rage, but doesn't have enough damage yet to rip
Nice
right
timing
through.
on the torrent there.
Gojira.
Not gonna boat this.
Did he time that with the Naga song, or did the song cancel in order to sync up properly?
I'm not sure which it was. I think they timed it so that the Hawk outran the song AoE right when the torrent landed. Either that, or it was at the. It was just nicely done. It was very close to
Very impressive.
its ending.
Smoke now.
2-man smoke.
Yeah. They have Blink Arena.
Was that spotted by this mid ward? I actually think it was.
Dire's
Close.
bottom tower is under
Yep, they're
attack.
not surprised at all. They're already drawing
Radiant's
there,
top tower is under attack.
so they know.
I'm going to take advantage of this by pushing the tier 2 bottom,
Dire's structures
or tier
are
1, I should
fortified.
say.
Radiant's
K1 about
structures
1,000
are
away from the
fortified.
sacred relic
Dire's
component
bottom tower is under attack.
of that Radiance. I'm actually a little surprised. I mean, Radiance is good against
Dire's
Naga. We already
bottom
talked about,
tower
but
has fallen.
a quick nullifier on a hero like
Radiant's top tower
Lifestealer
under
is pretty
attack.
value against the 4 staffs that are inevitably to come.
He's gonna want it later, pretty sure.
You can just get... Why don't you buy 2 sacred
Dire's
relics,
bottom
Syndra?
tower is
Yeah,
under
Just
attack.
get ready for it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tier 1 tower ticking away here. A very close game. This is the closest game we've had today, I think. 20-minute mark, dead even.
Oh, good shards. Gojira will force out BKB on Laurel.
Is under attack. Radiant's top
The
tower
Hawk will get
is
the top
fallen.
tower, so.
And Smile still working on, I would assume this is, yeah, the Aghanim Scepter,
Radiant's
so
top tower
3
is
components
under
away
attack.
still.
Good item against Naga as well. You get the double
Radiant's
burst.
are fortified.
More damage against the illusions.
All right, Sacred Relic is there for K1. So now they're going to know that he is going Radiance. Well, I mean, I guess they could be thinking Nullifier technically, but
Dire's bottom tower
Radiance
is
just
under
makes a little bit
attack.
more sense. But it's already too late for the switch up on the Butterfly, so because he has the Eagle Song and Quarterstaff coming. I mean, do you think if he saw Radiance, he would have gone
middle
Butterfly
tower is
right
under
away?
attack.
Because Butterfly is not normal to get this early. Like you said, Scotty, that's pretty much the standard, right? Is the
Yeah.
Manta Scotty.
I feel like in the back of his mind, he might already think Lifesteal is going Radiance anyway, so he probably, I would imagine he accounted for that when he made this choice. Oh, good Ice Path.
Yeah, we got the Mars Arena. That is a
See
dead
ya.
Void Spirit.
He was not ready for that.
Goodbye.
Easy pick. And that could lead to a triangle invasion. Steal that away if they want.
Or Roche.
Naga. They're actually gonna Roche. This is a bit dangerous. They do have Song to disengage with if things get dicey. Caudle is going to TP now and connect with the teams. It's going to be a 5v4. Void Spirit has buyback. They also know of the state of Roshan now with these ice shards, so if they do want to try to deal with it, they can. But of course, they have to get involved soon before they just Song, take it, and get out. The Hawk should just sing now.
Yeah, there's
Great
the
timing.
song. Tusk
Wonderful.
inside the pit. And they're just going to clean him up very easily. Good attempt, though, from Gojira.
Yep.
I mean, worst case just happened, which is him dying. It's not that big of a deal. Best case, you get the Aegis.
Yep.
So how does it work if you are... Well, I'll hold that thought, Cinder. Hold your thought. Kunkka, Laurel, pops the BKB to get out of dodge here. Ensnare from afar. They don't have Song to work with, remember, but they still have the Aegis, obviously. Underlord getting... Oh, my God. To the high ground he goes, but he's infested. Doesn't actually get clipped at all. As K1 chasing Seneko, still in that rage form. Looks like they'll find that twin-headed dragon. And the Radiance, as you can see, is online.
Good for Whisper that that cliff isn't considered debris, so you get pushed up by
Yeah,
spear
that was-
instead of getting pinned to it.
Yeah. That was strange.
There's this area in the middle of the map at that river where that's just not a cliff. Reasons unknown.
Balance. It's a feature. So I assume with the Radiance, you just want to start fighting now, right?
Yeah, I think so. You also have the BKB on Underlord, right? So you've geared up for this moment. Like you're ready to to rock and roll in 20 seconds with the BKB is ready again.
Dire's bottom tower
You
is
are
under
fighting
attack.
into Naga Aegis, so perhaps you need to be a little bit selective with this, but if you could somehow manage to push out the waves with Nature's Prophet and force a 5v4 fight when the enemy team goes to defend a side lane, that's when things can get really, really good for you.
Oh, he's clipped by the Ice Path. Spear is there as well. Macropyre to follow, but there
Nice
is the nice snowball. Where are they going, though? Back into the fray.
Not so nice
Into
snowball.
the base they go. K1 able to rage TP, so he's fine. And Arena is placed all for a lowly Tusk, which they will eventually find with the illusions.
Radiant's
All
middle
right.
tower
Smile
is
looks
under
to be-
attack.
A-okay. Oh.
Did Santa come visit bot lane?
Oh, Aghanim Scepter for everyone. In 700 gold. For Void Spirit.
I'm still surprised he's not buying it on the Hawk yet. He's eyeing up Satanic or Heart. Probably Heart, seeing as he's Naga, but... Is there value to Satanic here? He can break out of...
The silence from Aghanim Scepter Void Spirit.
Yeah.
One of them, at least.
There's Manta for the other.
True. I mean, he could just be going Reaver and seeing what feels better when he's
Radiant's
ready to buy
bottom
it.
tower is
Well.
under attack.
Yeah, probably hard either way. Just gonna see the Macropyre, but K1 pops that Rage. Has the Infest available as well. One day we're gonna see Aghanim Scepter on Lifestealer. And, I mean, we did see it once. It was terrible. And it was off of Roshan.
No, Amit bought it in a game we cast together.
Oh, yeah, he bought it because of the disarm.
Radiant's
Yeah.
bottom
Yeah,
tower
that's
is
right.
under attack.
Did
They
not
had like
work.
3 or 4 halberds on top of the disarm from Ag's Infest.
Oh, jump bottom, Laurel, quick BKB.
Indeed, K1 pops the Rage. And Gojira gets off the punch, but there's the
Radiant's
song.
middle tower
So the
is
Hawk
under
and
attack.
company look to be getting out
Oh!
successfully, but never mind. Aether Remnant from afar, so Seneco's dead.
Nice little snipe there.
Yep, but that's all they're going to get.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So Smile, yeah, does have Aghanim Scepter, so the double Resonant Pulse with the Silence attached. And it will be the Heart of Tarask for the Hawk.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gets off the Ensnare. Oh, Rage, okay. Or not Rage, but Infest. It gets some HP for Gojira. And we have the Pit of Malice for Force Major, whatever the hell. So another support kill for Beast Coast.
We might get more here. Noticed. Has BKB. He needs to react in time.
Ooh.
Very quick blink. He'll still be
Down the
forced to
high
BKB,
ground.
though.
Yeah, but he gets snowballed. He has BKB,
Just reserve
but
the punch.
Walrus Punch is available. Even Mars Arena used. He's going to get punched within it. Gets off the nice rebuke. Pit of Malice is there just in time as the BKB dissipates. So all of that expended for no real benefit unnoticed. Feels like Beast Coast are starting to get a little momentum going their way. I mean, the lead is not substantial at all, only 2K, but it feels like I don't know, it feels like they're ramping things up.
Radiant's middle
For sure.
tower is under attack.
They're in an actual gold lead for the first time in the game. They bridged or rather they crossed that part of the game that I thought was going to be really dangerous for K1. And I think a lot of it comes down to Naga's itemization of going this Manta Butter Heart instead of perhaps a more... I don't know, maybe you just can't buy Ags here and play aggressively because the Underlord just shuts you down too much when you try to go in. I'm not sure, like, perhaps this is just a necessity to play it slower and just get, like, really, really big. But I'm a little bit concerned whether Naga can actually maintain its threatening, like, how to say, if it can stay ahead by an item, right? Because I think when Lifestealer and Naga and Underlord are all really farmed, I don't know if Naga has enough in the tank to really get the job done. She can't really rely on anyone else to single target kill enemy heroes, right? It's all AoE damage. Kunkka has Cleave, Mars has Rebuke,
Radiant's middle tower
and
is
Coddle and
under
Jakira are all about the AoE. There's no heavy single target burst that's going to kill a hero for you when you put down an ensnare. You're not playing with like Storm or something. So it's going to be interesting to see if they have enough. He's going Ags now.
Indeed.
Naga.
So
now it's
Ensnare
time.
will go through Rage, essentially, is the reason he's getting this.
Yep. Gives it more cast range and way less cooldown as well. Such a good axe.
Oh, Ice Path just clips Smile. He's going to get pinned to the arena as well, but the Infest and the Snowball, 2 saves for him, and all of that used from the Dire team. Not going to be used to much avail. Is another Yules. Looks like Smile is just baiting so much out of them right now, and he's continuing on to try to take out the Shakiro. He'll be successful. K1 with that rage. Not going to be able to find the Hawk. Doom gonna be out of it, but okay, the BKB was still online for Whisper. He gets off the pit to try to slow this down, and the Hawk is dead. Nicely done from Beast Coast. Feels like a lot was used on Smile, and he got saved like 3 separate occasions between the Infest, the Snowball, and his own Yules.
Yeah, they're getting so much out of the Tusk as well. Gojira is playing a really good game here. Just always ready with the Snowball saves. Every time they go for the X-Mark combos, every time they find a good ensnare into or an arena play, the Tusk is just covering their weaknesses really, really well.
Dire's middle tower.
And then the Infest is just the icing on the cake, where it allows C-Smile to just play way more aggressive than you usually would as Void Spirit here, because the punishing is it's just not dangerous enough, right? Like, let's say you get caught in the arena and pinned to the wall. Lifestealer can literally rage, run to you, Infest, and you're fine. This right here. The play is just not happening, and so many spells used.
That's 2 ults dodged, basically.
And I love how he immediately just went for this, knowing that he has the Yules to get out of ensnare, and the spear was not perfectly timed. So then the spear is off as well, and you immediately have the problem here. Nicely done by Beast Coast.
Yep, a lot of damage was done to the tier 3 mid in the meantime. But Beast Coast is not going to commit any further, playing very disciplined gameplay right now. Whisper has the Shivas now on Underlord and is actually going for Nullifier himself. That's pretty cool. But maybe...
I like it. He's super tanky.
Yeah, I feel like going Maelstrom, Radiance, and Nullifier on Lifestealer is too much. You need some stats.
Yeah, I think it's fine that the Underlord gets it when he's doing this well for himself. I think that Shiva was the key item for me to see on him before he switches it up.
Yeah, and K1, he has the Abyssal, but the Courier died earlier. But next thing will be the Mjolnir, and finishing the SNY. Very late SNY, but...
Yeah, I was just looking at it. It's like, is that
originally
really the best item?
A Halberd, because he had bought the Sage like quite early.
Yeah, but Halberd isn't really good this game, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess the evasion is okay against Naga.
I mean, SNY is It's okay.
I'm wondering if you should even have a Sanj item. But
Right.
maybe the status resist is just too useful.
Radiant's
I mean,
top
he's not
tower
going
is under
AC
attack.
anymore. He had that queued up. That could still be good, though, instead of the Sage.
Oh, did you talk about what Nature's Prophet bought?
What did he buy?
Remember when I said it was going to be in an Underlord game?
Oh!
They have it. They have Wraith Pact and Underlord Aura against Naga.
Wow. Cool stuff.
I thought it was going to be potentially OG, but it's Beast Coast rocking the first Wraith Pact of the tournament. There it is. Look at that. Very dangerous Red Skull with wings.
Wow!
Super scary, spooky stuff. Don't
That is
touch.
a cool model. That has more polygons than Morphling, at least.
It does, and it has no movement animation.
All right, we need to zoom in on this.
It's just standing there and
It's
taking
invulnerable!
it. It is gone.
All right.
Does it give any bounty? I don't think so.
I would hope so.
I'm pretty sure it gives nothing to kill,
That's strange.
if I'm not mistaken.
So let's go over what it does again. So it's the upgrade to Vlad's, as you can see, but it will give you essentially a little moving ward that reduces its all damage, I believe, right? 30%. Is it 30%? Let me see.
Yeah.
So immovable, 25 seconds it lasts.
And then it says it reduces all damage of enemies within 900 radius. So the offensive component is 900 and the
Oh.
defensive is 1200. I thought the offensive was also
I thought
1200
they
now.
changed it. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we'll have to discuss this as Tusk. Oh, the Infest again. So K1 been using that quite liberally. And it's saved teammates time and time again. You can tell that he is very seasoned on Lifestealer.
Yeah. Oh, they found Kunkka. He's going to have to BKB here.
Yep, Aether Remnant. And he pops the BKB, but there's the Abyssal to counteract it. Ice Shard's going to make it a little bit more difficult to get around as K1 is actually blocked out by the Ice Shard, so never mind. That was very unfortunate.
Oops.
And that is the shard. Ice shard.
Yeah.
The ice shard.
Ice shard squared.
True. Or cubed. I mean, it is ice. I like ice cubes. Okay. And instead, they're just going to go for Roche. This is the shard, which, let's see, who takes this?
How many times did you just say shard?
Not enough. I love shards.
If you shard in the ice shards, then it's ice cube. Shard cubed.
Shard cubed?
Yeah. Roche is dying. I knew you would like that one. All right. Aegis is going to go the way of K1. And this free shard will potentially go to Underlord? Question mark?
So this one I thought was kind of bugged. I remember seeing a post that this was slightly bugged. I don't know if it is like game-breakingly, like it didn't work at all.
Yeah, I think it got fixed. And the fix for that, that's when we got the bugged Firestorm.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It's
that was part of it?
Yeah, it's because, so when you get the shard on Underlord, it changes how frequently the ticks happen, right?
Yeah.
And I think they just changed the value incorrectly and made it the original Firestorm tick every deal damage to every server tick, but deal the full damage.
Right.
Does that make sense? Anyway, they do give it to Underlord because he's against Naga. I think it's a good choice. This Firestorm upgrade is actually pretty meaningful. You get 3 more waves and the interval reduction 25%. It's quite meaningful.
Well, we have a song.
Oh!
Goodbye, Kunkka.
Whisper!
Yep, he popped the BKB in order not to be songed, and that is going to result in a kill onto Laurel.
Yeah, Laurel has to pop the BKB next time if he wants to get out during song, if that's what's going to happen.
Indeed.
Ironically, I think his BKB was already 6-second duration, so he could have just used it and TP'd out for safety, and all he would have had was the cooldown.
Yeah.
Which I reckon they weren't going to look for a fight anyway.
We have
with
the
Song
Fiend's
out.
Gate. Whisper has come to play. Notice could go for the Fiend's Gate, but doesn't want to enter the realm of the other team, it seems. So Whisper will go back to where he came from, which was bottom lane.
Look how fast it pulses.
Yeah, it looks strange, to say the least. I mean, what do you think about the self-cast portion? Like, it feels like it's whatever. Does it actually matter that much?
That's pretty nice against Naga. You can stay on top of her, right? You just keep following her, and the Firestorm keeps following you.
I mean, the first time I read this, because of the way it's, like, just read it like this, it feels like you have to self-target in order to get the extra ticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
But
wording is a little bit...
It's very separate.
Yeah.
And it used to heal, if I'm not mistaken. The self-cast used to heal you.
Yeah, it was different at one point, the shard.
Say shard?
Damn right I did.
All right,
Lifesteal
K1
25.
Company.
What did he take? He took the gut talent.
Wow! A second and a half of rage versus garbage? That says...
What will it be?
That other talent literally says garbage to me. I think that's the definition there.
Oh, that's harsh.
Mjolnir.
Where's the Wraith Pact?
Is it the worst 25 talent in the game? I think so.
It's definitely one of the weakest ones.
I mean, what's weaker? You
I
think
don't
about
know.
that. Make that tier list in your head, Cinderin. Mars
And
Arena. Infest
Boat.
is available, so that's going to result in the living of Tusk for a little bit longer. And now the right clicks and the bash into the Abyssal, but there's the song. So Dachak, sorry. Able to delay things a little bit. We have the Ice Path again. 94 extra damage for Whisper, who can now just go for this tower. Smile, creating a little bit of space as K1's going to finish that mid-racks entirely. Whisper getting daggoned. There's the snowball. Man, Tusk has been on another level this game. What play we have seen. K1 now focusing on the bottom set of barracks. They'll get the ranged. Infest not up for 12 seconds, but still Aegis for plenty of time. And they're just going to go for this second set now. 18k lead for Beast Coast. That is the Aghanim Scepter, right? Yeah, for the Ensnare. K1's just going to shrug it off. He's actually going for Lincolns to just counteract that entirely.
Yeah, seems like a good choice. There's nothing else that pierces his rage.
Yep.
And with the 25 talent, it's a really long guaranteed lockdown.
Yep. He gets pinned. He gets daggoned.
Whatever. Back to work.
It's all good, bruh. And he's attacking extremely fast. Pops that rage. Continue to go for this melee racks. Dachak gets off the ensnare, but K1 doesn't want to move, so it doesn't really matter. As Marzarina used for the second time this fight, Tusk finally goes down. Took so long to get enough damage to take him out before he could snowball to safety. The Hawk, Song of the Sirens, saves Seneko. But again, like, I feel like they could still finish these racks despite being outnumbered right now. But a nice spear into the trees. Void Spirit gets infested again. Is he going to live? The pig pole keeping him alive. How does he still have that? Wait, that was actually a sheep stick. My mistake, Cinder. I got really excited for no reason as Laurel was nullified, but we'll be able to limp back to base. Nope, ticks out instead. And Mega creeps the way of Beast Coast, and they have lost a Tusk and a Tusk alone in this entire 5-minute fight that we've been seeing. Just not enough damage from BetBoom whatsoever. The Mega creeps for Beast Coast looking like they'll take game number 2 as Nullifier onto the Hawk. K1 doesn't have Aegis anymore, but actually getting blocked up horribly. It's not really going to matter that the bash is there. And GG's come out. So Beast Coast get their first victory of the major, a much needed victory. And they look pretty good this game. I mean, Lifestealer is a comfort pick for sure, as BetBoom did not win this, by the way. There we go.
Well, technically that was correct because it's a